most of the Idol story from my last review about its parent series, so if you want to catch up on that, the link is in the description box below. Muse's sister group, Aquars, in the English dub they pronounce it Aqua for some reason, formed in 2015 and released their first couple of singles in October of that year, over 2 years after the conclusion to the parent anime. Aquars was also created to create another manga and anime series. The manga was first published in Degekiji's magazine in May of 2016. 2 months later, the first season of the anime premiered on July 2nd and ended on September 24th. The second season premiered on October 7th, 2017, and the series concluded on December 30th. Of course, like the parent story, it does have the movies coming out surrounding the group's girls. And of course, the Aquars arc was added to the Love Live School Idol Festival iOS and Android game. Even an All-Stars version of the School Idol Festival video game will be released sometime this year. Now, there is a reason why I did not do a versus video on Love Live School Idol Project versus, well, this. Because I believe it would be an extremely unfair opinion to have saying that, oh, the original show is like horse crap in comparison to this, which has been a huge fan favorite ever since it first came out. Now, to be fair, I will say that the animation, at least the 3D animation for Love Live Sunshine is, or has been, 1,000,000 times improved since the original Love Live School Idol project, but I think that has to deal more with how anime studios create CGI with time rather than quality just in general. But either way, let's get on with the review, shall we? This is Love Live Sunshine. So, yeah, just to get this out of the way, these characters are basically carbon copies of the original show's characters, but what they did to improve this show, or improve the series in general, is that they gave these characters a lot more substance. And vocal quality. Chika Tamaki. She's basically Hanukkah incarnate, except she does have personality for once. She's a more logical thinker. It's not too much, but it does make a huge difference as the leader of the group. Chika does include the entire team into her ideas, and she does ask for help when she needs it, especially when referring to the majority of the girls. In fact, she's just a nicer person in general. Yo Watanabe. She's the Kotori, except she has the much cooler vibe. Also, I find it incredibly hilarious how she almost kills herself over a costume. Yo is Chika's best friend, and she'd do anything for her. The only thing that gets on my nerves is that she got unnecessarily jealous of Riko, especially when it's only for Aqua's purposes. I think that was the show's way of trying to add Yuri fan service, but like how Nozomi was the boob chick, this makes no sense to a show about high school girls trying to save their school from closing down. Romance has nothing to do with this. I'm not saying that romance can't be in a musical anime, it's been done before, but I'd say don't do it if it doesn't make sense to the story. Like the hinted romance that's in this show, it is very cringely forced. And I mean forced to the point that makes you probably want to skip that episode because you're like, it makes no sense to the actual plot. Riko Sakuraruchi. She's the one with the music experience, so she's the Maki of the group. Riko is the transfer from the same school Muse went to, so of course she catches Chika's eye very quickly. Like Maki, she doesn't want to deal with music, but for a completely different reason, from career choice. Riko had been in piano competitions for the majority of her life. It was her pride and joy. Then she went to Otonokizaka High School, and because the music programs got more rigorous after Muse's victory at Love Live, it stressed Riko out to the point of transferring. so that she could get away from what killed her passion. Damn, that's actually harsh. Thankfully, due to Chica's sympathy and encouragement, Riko became on board with Aqua's plan. Plus, she's scared of dogs, and that plays a part in something.
Just calm down, Shiitake won't hurt you! Ow, my face! Get away! Perfect form!
Okay.
Ruby Kurosawa. The Hanayo reincarnate, except for the fact that she has an older sister this time, so her shyness is on a whole other level. While Hanayo shined as an idol for her knowledge, Ruby shines the same, except for also becoming independent from her older sister, which we'll get to in a few. Ruby is braver and more generous than she wants to believe. She grew up in her sister's shadow, so she thought that she had to do her sister's bidding to make her happy. Joining Aquars was the best thing Ruby could do for herself, since the other girls allowed her to express herself in the dream she always wanted to achieve when she was a little girl. And oh my god, she's so cute I could just die! I want my own Ruby! Like Hanayo, though Ruby is shy, she is also logical. And she would do anything for her friends, and her sister to make them happy. Watch season 2 and you'll understand what I mean by that. I still want my own Ruby! Hanamaru Kunikida. She's the Rin because she's kinda like a tomboy, not really, but she has a random word that she calls an accent at the very end of almost every sentence.
Must run in the family, Zura.
I have no idea what Zora means, so if someone can tell me the context of Zora, I would really love to know, because after looking it up on the internet, I basically got some sort of video game character and a musical artist. But that doesn't ruin the rest of her personality, because at least she doesn't have to fake to be confident in order to hide her insecurities. Yoshiko Yohane Tsushima. She's the Nico reincarnate, except she actually has insecurities about why she does what she does. Unlike Nico, she doesn't pride herself of her talents just so she can get noticed, which makes her more likable. In fact, she's even more insecure about her hobbies than Nico is. She knows she's weird. She knows she has a childish complex, and she loves it, but she knows how other people are going to perceive that behavior. She tries to act normal, but it's really hard because it takes more energy putting up an act than doing something that you love. I do agree that Yoshiko's hobby is weird, but at least she's not hurting anyone with it, unlike a specific somebody who made her idol group look like a bunch of idiots in front of her siblings. When I first started watching Sunshine, I was kinda on the fence with the other girls giving Yoshiko the permission to use her Yohane persona, but then as I said, she's not hurting anyone, and the Yohane stuff is actually kind of funny, especially if you watch the show in the English dub. In short, I tolerate Yoshiko a million times more than Nico any day of the week. Mari Ohara. She's a combo of Nozomi and Ellie because she is the foreign one, being half Japanese, half American, but she's also has some sort of boob fetish that's also unfitting.
胸が相変わらずね。やかましいですわ。It's jokes. うりょこれはカナンにも劣らない。いざ
But yes, she also helps the uprising idol group try to save the school because that was her goal from her first year, since her father is the head of the academy. And her family also has a 5-star hotel chain in Italy. She's rich. Actually, what I really want to talk about is her difference in catchphrases from the Japanese dub and the English dub. I'ma just flat out say it, because I'm American and I can. When Mari speaks English in the Japanese dub, it sounds horrible.
人の話を聞かない癖は相変わらずのようですわね。It's joke. Sorry, I can't speak Japanese. Oh, pretty for my head. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I will tell you right now, that's not how Americans act. When the show is in English, she actually sounds normal, which is most probably because the dubbers were also offended by Mari's light racism.
I guess some things never change, though. Oh, stop fondling me! Pervert! It's joke! I see you're as rude as ever. You could at least pretend to listen when someone is speaking. It's joke! How funny! That part is not joke! Check it out, I even booked Akiba Dome for your very first concert! Whoa, seriously? Already? Wow! It's a miracle! Or a joke!
If anyone needs me for anything, I'll just be slowly dying inside.
Kanan Matsuda. You know that she's Umi, right? She looks like Umi except that she's a third year. Also, she is no nonsense as balls. She gets just as embarrassed as Umi. She snaps like Umi. She even has the hair. Unlike Umi, she has a full-fledged personality, and she doesn't hold a giant grudge against every living being. In fact, she's probably one of the most caring of the girls, and the most concerned when it comes to everyone else's well-being. That's what makes her a leader type in the group, and this is the most fitting for a third year who has been in an idol group before. Daya Kurosawa. She is full Ellie reincarnate. She wanted to be a star when she was younger. Check. She became the school council president. Check. She hates idol groups because of how her past failed due to some unfortunate circumstance. Double flipping check. She ends up joining the idol group only to become one of the people in charge. Massive check! I guess the only difference is that Ellie did end up being the most likable third year for some BS reasons, having the let's call each other Chan role while Daya had to fight to be called Daya-chan, or girlfriend in the English dub. What Daya does have is the skills to be a leader because it's said in the anime that she had been a leader all her life and a good role model for her little sister Ruby. Though she is massively stubborn, she does end up having sympathy for other people. The one trait of hers that I don't like is that she has to make this beeping noise whenever someone is wrong, which makes me feel like she hasn't grown out of an immature complex either. Like, geez, how old are you, sister? Otherwise, she's definitely a lot more likable than Ellie would ever be. So, putting these girls together in a 9-girl idol group, I loved watching every single episode with them so much more than I did Love Live School Idol Project. They just make a lot more sense, and they give real reasons why, hey, maybe these girls can be friends because they are that similar and they have those enough differences in order to relate to each other. Though there are some elements that are forced, they're not too cringy as they were in the first series. So, for characters, I'd give this show A+ for effort. So if the characters are better, the plot should also be a given, right? Well, it's not only the characters that make the plot better, but it's that there is way less filler and more realistic obstacles for the girls to face. Well, by anime standards, that is. It's these challenges that make the girls' bonds stronger than those from the original series, which makes their relationships a lot more realistic. Yeah, the original girls had it easy since they lived in a city. These girls are from a small beach town. How on earth are they going to get noticed? Well, they ended up figuring that out somehow, and they had to work their butts off for it. Yes, it wasn't easy, but that's what made the adventure a lot more intriguing. And the episodes that are fillers create more development for characters, so it's not like they came out of nowhere. Like in Season 1, they don't pull off a character passing out to get disqualified from the Love Live act. The group just didn't make the cut, and that's more heartbreaking than having your leader pass out after the song ends. Plus, I'm glad that the adults are not as involved as they were in the first series, because all the adults really did in the first show was trying to split up the girls for selfish reasons, instead of letting the girls discover how to fight for themselves. The parents in Sunshine act like normal parents for once. Well, maybe except Mari's father, but even for someone who is the head of a high school and has hotel owners in his family, he does think about the school's business side while the girls try to save it for the memory's sake of future generations. However, what surprises me the most is how far away the series steers from the parents' story. I seriously thought Sunshine was going to be the Seaside copycat, but no. After everything I've said before, Sunshine is nothing like the original Love Live except for probably the characters, but even then, they are way more developed as full-fledged characters. Look, I am a woman of story, and I'll admit, when I first started watching Love Live Sunshine, I almost didn't have too much hope for it because I thought it was going to be just as fillery as Love Live School Idol Project was. Oh, and trust me, if you thought Naruto was bad, I mean, who am I kidding? Naruto will always be bad when it comes to fillers, but for a 2-season, 24-episode series such as School Idol Project, it definitely made you feel bored at times. Love Live Sunshine was the complete opposite. For one thing, the artwork to this anime is so much of an improvement on Sunrise Studios' part. The 3D looks so much cleaner, and even the 2D looks more like, well, average 2D shoujo animation. I won't diss Love Live School Idol Project too harshly on the 2D because that was made at the beginning of the 2010s at a time when animation was going through an evolution of sorts. However, Sunrise really did its best to make everything look beautiful in this anime. It just screams paradise. Plus, the fast-paced animation adds to the comedy of each moment. It's actually the animation that attracts me to the screen. It's the most engaging I've seen in a while. What about the music? Well, here's a few of my favorite songs to explain how much I love this show's soundtrack. Earlier in the character section, I am a huge fan of the English dub, and it's one of those English dubs I think will serve more justice for English viewers than the sub. And that's not to say that the original Japanese cast is bad or anything. However, when you compare some scenes in Japanese to English, sometimes the English dub makes more sense for plot or comedic reasons, and sometimes vice versa.
Yoshiko-chan! Gira! Yoshiko!
On it! Where do you think you're going?
It's joke.
Boop boop! Say it isn't.
Please don't shout. Just calm down, Daya.
See? It's joke!
And then there are times that both scenes can work out at the same level. This scene with Mari and Kanan does that extremely well.
嘘だね。変わりない。なんでわかるの？わかるよ。だいたいマリはそのくらいでブルーにならないからね。何？マリ。どうしたらいいの？マリ。
Don't lie to me. You weigh the same.
don't you know?
I can tell. Besides, you wouldn't let something as insignificant as that get you down. What's up? Well?
What should we do, Conan?
Mari.
So this show is proof that not all subs and dubs are perfect. I mean, we're all human beings. Not every show has to be perfect. However, if you can enjoy it enough, that's perfectly fine with everybody. Like, there is no such thing as what is better. Kind of like what is better, manga or anime. That's just a useless argument. So at the end of the day, I would rate this show a golden 10 out of 10. I just loved this show so much. Like, I could easily say that the Love Live series, even in general, I think ruined the musical anime genre, because I'm not sure if there's any other show that could create more dynamic characters and more realistic, situations out of a musical idol anime than Love Live School Idol Project and Love Live Sunshine. Now, even though I did say that Love Live School Idol Project was a little subpar, but I do recommend watching both of these series if you're interested in a really, really good musical anime. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, I recommend you click on the thumbs up button somewhere down here. I don't know if it's changed again. Probably has, it's always YouTube. And, if you also haven't done so already, I would suggest that you subscribe to my channel for upcoming reviews and maybe some more fun stuff. Also, if you have an anime that you think I should watch and review, but please, a little bit low on the horror anime, please, because even though I have no doubt that horror anime is good, it's just, I'm not sure if I'll be able to have the capacity, the mental stability capacity to watch it. But if you do have an anime that you think I should watch and review, please comment in the comment section below. I will consider taking a look at it, and hopefully I can get a review to you guys in some reasonable period of time. I'm Cher, and it's been real. Ciao!